Hello, allow me to reintroduce myself. Hello guys, my name is Dean Willpower. I have some great news, some fantastic news. Listen, I took my assessment and I passed. I got my conditional approval letter today, and I have to wait roughly about 6 weeks in order for me to receive that approval letter. I tell you what, I was really thinking that I was not going to actually placed in the academy because it took so long. I am really humbled by just being chosen to participate in this academy that's been showcased pretty much all over. The next step would be is to basically prepare all of my requirements and get into the academy. But I want to talk about what I saw on the actual assessment test, because I know when I was looking around for some answers to try to figure out what I'm going to encounter, just so I can have some type of peace of mind, I couldn't really find anything. So I'm going to briefly go over what I saw. I tried to write down everything that there was, and it's true. You cannot prepare for these tests. These tests they're not something that you can sit down and study for, okay? There's nothing that you can memorize. There's nothing that you can actually do to actually prepare you. But at least by knowing what you will see will hopefully make you feel a little bit better, okay? So let me go ahead and try to find my notes here. Okay, so I think it was a 10-part test from what I wrote down. 10 parts, okay? Now, let me first say that there is math on the test, and it's basically basic arithmetic, you know? It's something that you're not gonna have to worry about, like, oh, you know, I didn't, I forgot some algebra formulas and all that other stuff. You're really not gonna run into that stuff, okay? So 3 parts of the test is actually a personality test. You're going to have to answer questions like, if you saw Bob doing XYZ, do you A, tell the manager, B, go up to Bob and speak to him, or C, do nothing, something like that, okay? They're going to give you answers that you're going to have to rank. There's going to be questions that you're going to have to rank. So there's like going to be a few different answers, but you're going to have to rank like best to worst, you know, things like that. So that's another part of the personality test. And also another part of the personality test is, I believe there's like 2 options. Are you the type of person that can finish someone's thoughts? You know, something like that. And you're going to have to say, yes, I am, or no, I'm not, or something like that. So you're just going to have to answer the best of your ability, okay, on that type of stuff. One part, you're going to use the greater than, lesser than, or equal sign when it comes to different type of logic things, such as not is less than or not is greater than, or A is less than B, less than C. Some crazy stuff like that. You know, you're not going to be able to go ahead and study for it. You're just going to have to go ahead and think it out. It's a logic test, okay? So it's testing you on the ability to analyze logic, okay? So another part was like word problems, where you would have to do like multiplying, adding, and maybe some division within those word problems. Another part was like matching numbers that were side by side. Like, for instance, it's all timed too. All these questions are timed, except for the personality questions. But everything else is timed. So you're going to have to look at this particular section of the test, and you're going to have to see if the numbers are matching up or not, and you're going to have to select quickly if those do match up. I know there's a part where there's a reading scenario, and you have to read this paragraph, and then you have to look over at a chart that's been given 1 to 3 points, right? And you must add up the points and choose the answers with those points, okay? So it's basically, you're going to have to calculate what's going on in that particular word problem, and then you're going to have a point system associated with that, and then with those points you're going to have to take those points, carry them over, and select an answer that fits those points. Something crazy. Like I said, you can't study for this stuff. You're just going to have to go ahead and go through it. Okay, that's it. I can't remember the other two. Oh wait, I think there is one where you're actually maneuvering a plane or something, some kind of object through these things that are coming at you pretty quickly. So you have to kind of like move around these objects. I think it's testing maybe your ability to multitask, because it also had math problems or some type of problems at the same time that you were doing these maneuvers. So you would have to kind of focus on not being hit by these objects, and then at the same time it'll tell you like math problems or something's going on. So it's testing your ability to be able to multitask. Okay, you know, I think the best piece of advice is everything is timed except for the personality test, and you want to go ahead and move as quickly as you can, but at the same time you want to be as efficient as you can. You don't want to burn through these questions and get them all wrong. You know, I would rather, well, this is what I did. I tried to focus on getting what I knew correct versus speed. Okay, so just think about that when you're actually going through the test. But that's basically what I encountered, and it took me roughly about 6 weeks to get an answer back. You know, I was thinking I was going to get something back within a month, but you know, it takes it took me about 6 weeks to get a response back. Now, the letter that I got 3 different letters. I got a letter of conditional approval, which they want me to actually go through and check off all these 6 things that I need to do. I need to actually sign the letter and send it back to them saying, yeah, I want to go ahead and attend. 2, they want you to go ahead and make sure you have a COVID test. 3, upload your ID. 4, you want to do your background check and drug test, but your drug test to come later. 5, proof of funds. You're going to have to get your funds ready at this point in time. Also, you're going to have to take the written test, FAA written test, and also your first class medical at this point. Okay, they're going to give you 4 months to get all this stuff done. Okay, the second email that I received with the first one was basically outlining your options as far as financing goes. And there's another email, I can't remember what I got with that one, but it's basically kind of like all initial emails of welcoming you on board. I think the third one was just saying that, hey, you're going to get a separate email that's going to give you access to the written tests for the ground school that they provide. So they're going to provide you with, I think the name of the actual test that they use for Boeing is Jettison or something like that. Okay, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at it. I might, you know, choose another platform to go ahead and study the written test. There are a few other places I was looking at, like Sporties and King, and a couple other places that actually do a real good job of prepping you for the written. So, you know, who knows? Stay tuned. I'll take a look at it and see which one I want to do, but that's pretty much it for assessments done and getting the thumbs up to move on to join United Aviate Academy. So stay tuned for my next video, and hopefully a lot of this has actually helped out a little bit. So stay tuned.